changed slightly. I would have done a little bit differently. But, yeah, again, that's me. I guess, you know, I think that a couple of them, they kind of got carried away on how difficult they made them. Difficult in the sense that they could have made some of the platforms like wider, the bridges wider, that sort of thing, without really affecting, you know, the fact that this is where you need to go. It wouldn't spoil it at all. And then the other major thing I could see happening, really, is that this game and the original two, just like the original Alice books, are extremely deep. And I've seen some players comment on this on some of the videos, even suggesting that maybe the person who's doing a playthrough, this isn't really the type of game for them because of some of the comments that the person making the playthrough makes during their playthrough. And that's true. It's not for everybody. This game requires you to think. Not necessarily so much for the gameplay, but the story and what's going on in the gameplay, I guess you could say. You know, like, why is Alice seeing, you know, all this tar and stuff like that, you know, as, you know, pollution in her wonderland? You know, which was not ever the case, you know. So why is she seeing this type of corruption? Well, if you think back to the way her real world is completely polluted and corrupted and all that, it's not really that much of a stretch. Now, if you keep that in mind, that this is Alice. This is inside Alice. This is how she sees reality. And actually, this is real for her. Because we have to remember that our reality is very much a matter of our own subjective perceptions. There's no such thing as objective reality. Or even if there was such a thing as objective reality, we wouldn't be able to detect it because we're constrained by our own senses, which are quite limited. And somebody wants to say it's like, well, but you can make a machine to measure certain things. Yeah, but you're reading whatever the machine is measuring. And not only that, but the machine's designed by people, which, you know, you go back to subjective perceptions again. But you can also think beyond that to things like, for example, the sense of sight. Well, you know, human sense of sight is a lot less than some creatures. Same with hearing, same with smell. And human sense of sight, the visible part of the electromagnetic spectrum is very tiny. What's visible to us is very tiny compared to the whole spectrum. So, let's see. I think that's it for this area. Yeah, I think we can go on to the next area, okay. And we'll get some slowdown here because of the physics. As you can see, you've got particles up the wazoo floating around in the air from all this. And again, you notice the pollution, oil wells, whatever, you know. I mean, I don't really think it's really all that hard to understand why she would be seeing all this pollution, since that's what she sees in the world, in her London. I guess we'll go fight him melee, even though I don't normally like to. Raw. And I'm gonna try not to die here when I go to get this item. Can sometimes be a little tricky though. Yeah, there we go. Yay, raw.
The railway running through Wonderland sounds charming, but inefficient. Noise and smoke, like snips and snails, perhaps. get that train. A mock turtle as conductor? Oh, no, I don't think that will do at all.
So there went our railway. Theoretically, anyway. But then that's kind of already self-evident, I think. Things are certainly not quite like Alice would have them here. Or are they? They remember anything for the sake of progress. Alright? It's the Industrial Revolution and capitalism's all about. Now again, like I said, you think, look up those websites. Look up laissez-faire economics, which is what Adam Smith supported and proposed. And now we go over here. Yay! We have a nice big battle. But why not? So he doesn't like that. Oh, big deal. Ask me if I care. There we go. Hollow Ives. Read this as your life depended on it. How about as if your life depended on it? Yeah, one of the typo. Because it does. Gather these pearly whites to prevent your premature arrival before the pearly gates. My friends can use the choppers and you'll improve your weapons capacity. Of course. Upgrading our weapons. How nice. Oh, but it's already registered that I upgraded the Vorpal Blade, even though I didn't. Which is odd. I don't know why I did that. Curious. Probably because of my other playthrough that I had started. Although, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, this has got to be a bug. Because each one of the profiles you make is supposed to start the game from scratch. As you see, from the very beginning. And it's claiming that I already have a level 2 Vorpal Blade, which I obviously do not have. But, oh well. I would have had it right there, by the way. That's where you normally upgrade the Vorpal Blade to level 2.
Malfunctions. This disaster is either his doing or his epitaph.
Indeed, Alice. Before we go tootling off anywhere. As usual, collect all the teeth. And anything else hanging around, which there's one other thing. Another model. And more teeth out there. Whoopsie. Frankly, exactly why we have mushrooms in those places, I don't know. Now, if you're wondering, is it good to go ahead and do this? Yeah, because sometimes the stupid slithering ruins like to hang out in, oopsie, the containers that you break open. But of course, if you shoot them with the pepper grinder from a distance, you don't have to worry about that. So anyway, here we go. Obviously, we're not going backwards. But as I said, the hair and dress animation is just unbelievably great on this. Thump. Okay, so I'm going to stop it here for now. And then we'll pick it up a bit later. So I'll be back. And I hope all you will be back later on.